right. Welcome back to the Absolute Arsenal podcast after an awesome 2-1 victory at Nottingham Forest, a ground that we have long struggled with. As always, I am PJ Davidson here with Rob Steinhauser, Christian Escalera to get into all the nitty gritty of Arsenal's victory earlier today. I'm still wearing the same kit.
What up?
We won, so it doesn't change.
Hopefully you always have to wear that kit.
I mean, yeah, it's gonna get like stinky at some point, but like that's a phenomenal good problem.
Is that your lucky one?
Well, so I wear the same kit until we drop points. I change, but same kit. So, cool. So, I mean, let's just jump right into it. In terms of pregame, I think that we understood Thomas Partey wasn't going to be fit. The two doubts, I guess you could call them, were Declan Rice and Gabriel, since they both had, little knocks that they came off for last time out. But both of them were in the starting lineup. We both know, or all of us know, Arteta doesn't give anything away in press conferences. But that was certainly welcome news. And the most welcome news of all, I think we can agree, was seeing Emile Smith-Rowe finally get a start for the Arsenal.
Finally.
Yeah.
So that was good. But when you guys saw the lineup come out, what were the thoughts?
I was pretty excited when I saw him in, to be honest with you. I think we've been really begging for it for quite a bit now, ever since we figured out he was healthy again. So yeah, I was pretty pumped.
It's good, man. Not tears in my eyes, but if he would have scored, tears in my eyes. I think he's probably I would think among us three, he's probably our favorite player on the squad at the moment. So just seeing all the shit that he's went through, this, playing really well, then getting injured, and then sort of losing his place, and then getting injured again, and now having him back, I think just it made the lineup for me for sure. And he played well, which is amazing.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean,
he had a couple of chances.
He did. I mean,
yeah.
It seems like every time he comes on, he gets at least one chance, and it always just sort of slips away or escapes him, or a poor first touch or something. But we'll definitely talk a lot of ESR. I think there's a huge discussion to have about what he gave the team at the left 8 compared to some of the other folks that have gotten a shift in that position. But I will say one of the things that was most encouraging about ESR was, and I texted you guys when it happened in the 60th or so, where he kind of stopped running for a second, was checking himself, and it was oh no, please don't tell me we're doing this again.
It was checking his leg.
Yeah.
Somehow he was trying to
stretch his quad or something, and then 2 seconds later, ball hits him, and he was off, and it was all right, he's good. I'm glad he didn't go the 90. We definitely have to ease him back in, and there's some players who are just not 90-minute players ever. That's not them. That's not their game. Mesut Ozil was a classic guy. He had 60 good minutes in him, and that was it. I think Gabriel Jesus has kind of been that guy a lot throughout his career.
Yeah.
So it's not like ESR would be unique in that regard. But I thought he brought a lot. I think one of the things we talked about when it came to the lineup for this week was, does he sort of rest people to be fully ready for Liverpool, or does he really play guys to get them in form for Liverpool? And I think the latter was exactly what we saw.
Yeah, I would agree. I think everybody looks fresher. I mean, that Dubai trip helped, and then only having one game a week.
They had 10 days.
But I think you want
before this one.
Yeah, you want to have I would rather have us play guys this game because I want them to get those gears spinning again for the big match next week. I think ESR's time was perfect. 70 minutes, great. Love that. I want to see him again next week in the same capacity.
You put him against Liverpool?
Yeah.
100%.
Fair.
I think he has to start.
I think we maxed out on the changes, kind of helped us a little bit. Even not even Odegaard played the whole 90.
He's been coming off late.
He came out all at the end. Yeah.
That's been a theme lately, I feel like. Is Odegaard when they're making like the Jorginho sub, like I feel like it's always Odegaard, which is like I get Jorginho can control a game, but he's not very mobile.
Yeah.
But I thought that Trossard really, really took on that role when it came to today. But so let's go through the match real quick if that works for you guys. So
Yeah, let's do it.
I think the first like real big moment came at about the 13th minute, right, where ESR had a big chance where he burst in on goal, and I think it summed up the theme of us in the final third, the last month or two, which is that split second final decision of do I go for goal or do I pass it, and it seems like every single one of our guys makes the wrong choice every single time.
Yeah.
And that seemed to me like exactly what happened with ESR. He tried to square it for Jesus. It wasn't there. I'm not saying he had the best angle in the world to shoot, but I also think he had way less to get to Jesus. But he was in the mix, and that was good. Like, I hate to say it.
I agree 100%. I 100% he should have shot. Like you said in the middle of the game, he should have taken the shot,
Yeah.
But also, if he takes a shot and he does shit, we're gonna talk shit about like what the fuck did you pass the ball?
Yeah. But I mean, what's the worst that could happen? He shoots it, it deflects into goal, it deflects off somebody else, it falls down. Like if we're in that position, I want us to shoot 9 out of 10 times, unless somebody with like vision like Odegaard sees something. Yeah. Like when Saka played that back heel, I didn't see that. Saka saw that, and we almost scored off of that. But man, I wish we would shoot more because you never know. It could take a weird deflection. It could go in goal. It could bounce off somebody, fall to another player for a tap in. I think we're missing that of we get down there, we think too much, we try to make the pass, and then it gets
Eddie had
away.
a good moment like that too. Like at the end, I mean, Eddie's just like desperate to like make an impact when he gets in. If the ball is anywhere near him and anywhere near the final third, like all bets are off with him. He's going for it. Selfishly, but on one hand, I kind of like that.
He did took a weird shot. Do you see that one?
Well,
do you see that weird shot that he took? It was like the corner of the edge of the ball.
That's what I'm saying. But
took a shot.
But that's exactly what Rob's saying, dude. Is that Eddie took that shot that had no chance whatsoever. Nothing was possibly coming from that. It made absolutely no fucking sense. But it deflected and went out for a corner, and it created like chaos. There was that other moment of chaos, which we'll get to later, where we nearly scored. Smith Rowe, again, almost scored after all the chaos of the ball bouncing in the box. But I thought that was our first big, real moment. And we dominated possession. I mean, we'll get into some of the stats later, but like it was one-way traffic until Forest got a counterattack break in about the 23rd minute. Chris Wood had the ball. He looked up at Saliba. He shit his fucking pants. And then Zinchenko, basically cleared the ball off of him, and that was it. I mean, again, it was just good. It's funny, like Saliba has this reputation now with footballers where they look at him and just go, "Yeah, no, this isn't gonna happen." The way that like Van Dijk, like when people went at Van Dijk when he was like really, really in his prime at Liverpool, and still to a degree, but like in his prime, they were just like, "Yeah, fuck this isn't happening," and that was the end of it. So.
It's scary to see a center back that, back in the day, like you would just throw the ball long and just run, fast. But this guy is so fast and strong. You're not going to pass him. Yeah. Like even if you throw the ball long, he's going to get it before you. So he's like, if it's Chris Wood, which I don't know, I don't think he's really fast against Saliba, it's like you have no chance. You have to like turn around and pass it back. Start over.
Yeah, Chris Wood is shit, so that's fine. That's cool with me. I mean, like, let's just call a spade a spade. Dude stinks. That's why he's playing for Nottingham Forest. But
a piece of wood.
Yeah, bullshit. And then I didn't think he had the best game today. But Martinelli was making those dudes work. Nico Williams in that first 30 minutes was just getting terrorized because he was trying to help Montiel, who clearly is not a 1v1 defender. So they had their back four, back five.
No, he's a slow defender.
They had the back 4 or 5, whatever you want to call it, and then they had the next layer, the midfield, just sitting right in front of those dudes, the second layer, but it was almost attached. And that was just Martinelli was like, all right, fuck this, and just kept killing Nico Williams, who is really good going forward and got no opportunity to do it because he spent so much time
No
back,
chance, yeah.
which was hilarious. And he won some corners, and it gave us another glimpse at the fact that it seems Declan Rice is now the corner taker from that side. Like, this is, what is it, second game in a row where
That is weird. He's like one of the tallest guys on our team.
But if he's the best at delivering a ball, like,
it works out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
it works
Yeah,
out.
I would still rather have him in the box and have Martinelli out there, just because in the event, he's bigger, he's stronger, but then also if like the ball goes the other way, Rice is in better position to get back to help. So maybe there might, I don't know. It's interesting because I didn't think Martinelli was that bad.
No, I don't think so.
At corners, but I don't know. We'll see.
For weeks, I mean, it was just like, he wasn't the only one who was guilty. I mean, Trossard was the worst. I mean, that was pathetic how bad he was at it for a while there. But like, I mean, kept hitting the first man, kept going long, it was just like, you can have Declan Rice in there all day if the ball's not even coming anywhere in an area that anyone can do anything with it. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, you might as well have Gabriel or Saliba take them because it's not. But our new number 9, Gabriel, did not get on the score sheet again today. It was a little disappointing.
It's because every single corner we kicked right at Matt Turner.
That too.
Literally.
Shout out. Undercover double agent, as Christian called it, Matt Turner.
He's good at that, though. He's good at intercepting balls in the air.
Good shot stopper.
Easy.
Shit with his feet.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, shit at everything this season. It seems
they did it on purpose.
Yeah, but let's see. We had just a few minutes later. Rice toe poked it. We were on the break to Martinelli, who played that like unbelievable cross from the left, and what's his name? Tufalo, I don't know, from Forest, just barely got to it. We got scored on with a perfect ball like that a few weeks. I think it might have been Fulham. Yeah, it was Fulham played an insane ball, just like that we got scored on. I thought for sure we were finishing that.
I remember watching that, and we were just talking about Martinelli and how his head is always glued to the ground, and I'm like, pass it. It's like he's not gonna see that, and he played it perfectly.
It was like I would say inch perfect, but it was like a inch off, like literally just an inch.
Yeah.
And then again, like we kept attacking. Like Jesus kept getting in the mix. He was absolutely infuriating because, like, again, you talk about like a guy who just continually keeps making the wrong decision in the final third. Fucking hell, Gabriel Jesus, like over and over, whether it's offside or trying to dribble or holding the ball up or whatever it is, it's the wrong decision every time.
The extra touch. He can't fucking take a shot first touch. He just always has to freaking touch it.
As we saw when he missed the sitter.
That pass that Odegaard did to him, he literally left them by himself. He just made the extra touch, and then he closed his angle.
Yeah. And then I feel like, too, I mean, I think he's, 60 games now he's scored in, and he's yet to lose. Why doesn't he just score? I wish he'd score more. He'd score every game. But no matter what he does, I feel like whenever Jesus comes off the field, he did something.
Oh, he creates chaos.
I feel like he always does at least something, yeah.
No, I just say he just runs so much. He might be one of them, that covers the most distance.
He's probably the best pressing number 9 in the league.
He's best pressing
he's
9 in the
number
world.
9, and all of a sudden you see them defending, on our box, and then he goes back over there, and then back over here, and back over there. It's like everywhere.
Wish he'd be in the box more.
I love Gabriel Jesus, but I will die on the hill that he's not a striker. He's just not. He's a great footballer. He's a street footballer, like straight off the streets of Brazil. Like, it's so blatant. Like, he's got that in his game, and he says it all the time. But he can't finish. So, like, let's put him in the areas that he can do more. We've talked about I'd love to see what he could do from that left 8 role. And I stick to that. I think he could be an incredible box-to-box sort of midfielder. And that would be cool. But I'd also love to see him off the left wing. I think he would be really good at it. But the problem is we don't have anyone I would put up top. It's a shame that we haven't seen Trossard up top very much anymore, because I really liked last year when he had that run of games playing at the 9, almost like a false 9. I thought he was really good. And clearly when Jesus doesn't play, we don't have like a go-to backup striker because Eddie's gotten benched before for it. It's not like Eddie's the clear-cut 2, unfortunately. So, but, continue to dominate possession. I want to say like the 20th to 30th minute, I think there was a stat that we had 90% possession. It was just.
I saw 95. Last 10 minutes, we had 95.
I think we finished the first half like 90 or 85 to 15 or something like that.
And we were threatening at the end of the first half, but just nothing.
There's nothing.
Man.
I mean, and Zinchenko is driving me, I think, and everybody wild. Like, it just so frustrating. Like, constantly holding and Christian, you were saying it in our chat, like, constantly holding the ball and letting the entire Forest defense reset, get their positioning. Then there were other times where we need to rotate the ball quickly because there's 11 guys literally fully parked behind. And he's trying to, instead of passing around, he's trying to run and dribble with the ball instead of passing it. And it's like, you learn that when you're 3 years old playing soccer. The ball moves quicker than your feet. I don't care how fast you are. It's not possible. The ball moves faster than Usain Bolt. Yeah. Like, there's nothing you can do about that. That's science. Like, stop. And just for all the good he does, there's so much frustrating. And he was involved in some of the really good moments, some of the best moments we had today. I mean, he was also involved in the worst moment, which we'll get to later. But besides that, I'm talking about straight up in possession on the ball. Like, what he allows us to do is a lot. And we miss him when he's not there. But, damn, man, it's like Alexis Sanchez towards the end of his time. He does. I think Zinchenko and Jesus are the same with this. They constantly do things that are unbelievably infuriating and frustrating over and over. Even Ozil was like this sometimes, but then they give you that one moment of magic and you're just like, okay, it was worth it. But fuck, is he annoying.
I think Zinchenko really annoyed me today.
I agree.
Every single moment of the game, I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
I also feel like he crowds Martinelli too.
Yeah. He takes Declan Rice out a lot.
Yeah. He does. He brings a defender to Martinelli, and when Martinelli gets like doubled right away, instead of just passing the ball, he runs with the ball to Martinelli and then just gives it to him.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see, like, in the future if Timber's playing that inverted right back, and how that works on the left side. If we have like someone stay back a little farther as opposed to Zinchenko moving up, I think it'll be really interesting.
Yeah. I mean, Zinchenko
wasn't Timber playing on the left side?
Was
on the beginning of the season.
Was he? I didn't know if he could play both. My bad.
I don't think he came in with the expectation he could play both, but then he did.
Okay.
So, I think it was a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, because they had Partey on the right.
Yeah.
And then we were using Timber on the left.
Insane as that is, yeah. But yeah. So Zinchenko annoying the living daylights out of me. I think Zinchenko is like. He's a bridge player. And what I mean when I say that is like he bridged us from the Arsenal of old to the Arsenal of new. But it's time to upgrade. And I still think Zinchenko, really great squad player to have. I would love to see him in midfield at some point, like when we have outside backs and the luxury to do that. I don't know if Arteta will ever do it, but again, the other thing is he's not dependable from a fitness perspective, and we need as a team to get away from depending on players like him and Thomas Partey and Kieran Tierney, and hopefully Smith Rowe's got this behind him, but unfortunately Emil Smith Rowe, like, if you can't stay healthy, you can't be a part of the plans. If you're surplus and it's just a luxury when you're there, that's another thing, but we can't be dependent on guys like that. So.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, it was the story of the rest of the first half. I mean, ESR doing that dummy instead of hitting it. Ben White then cuts it back to 5 Forest defenders instead of picking his head up and looking at what was there. Gabriel Jesus going for a wild header that was, flying clearly over him, but he tried to hit it anyways. I know, Christian, you love that one. And then we won a corner at the end of the first half, and the ref decided to blow the whistle, which I nearly shattered everything on my desk. But at halftime, I mean, we had 81% possession. We had 8 shots, none of them on goal. Does that sound familiar? we had an XG of 0.63 compared to Forest having 2 shots for an XG of 0.04. So Forest might as well not have been there. I mean, they were there, but they weren't really there. All they did was basically the same thing every team does to us, which is they play anti-football while we try to play football. It's going to be the same story
Exactly.
all year, the same thing City deals with and has had to, and they do struggle at times, despite the fact that they figure it out eventually. And that's kind of the nut we need to crack, which is how do we figure out how to crack the nut eventually?
How do we break? Yeah. And it gets more complicated if they score early on us.
Yeah.
Then it's like, fuck, we have to score 2 now with this fucking ball spark.
And it's just all the teams in the league have figured out there's the haves and there's the have-nots. And Arsenal is the have. We have the talent. We have the this. We have the beautiful football and everything else. The problem is we only get to play it against like maybe 4 teams in the league. Like Liverpool, we're going to get to see 2 teams playing football. Like they're not parking the bus on us. It's going to be a matchup. But for, 15 plus teams in the league, they're not playing against us. You know what I mean? And that's, I think when people talk about like Arsenal this year versus Arsenal last year, it's just not a comparison because teams played football against us last year. They don't play against us this year.
Yep.
So
yeah, now they're kind of ready for whatever we're going to bring.
So, anything else on the first half before we jump into the second half?
Oh, let's do it.
All right, second half, more of the same until the 57th minute when we had the breakthrough, and then Gabriel Jesus took an extra touch and hammered it off the post from about 6 yards away. At which point I was ready to
almost shatter my TV.
I was ready to literally get him on a plane and take him back to Palmeiras myself. Dude is just driving me nuts again.
It was such a beautiful fucking play.
The whole thing,
this motherfucker.
Yeah,
it was like back heel here, fucking first touch here, fucking,
and
through ball, and then he just gets it.
And we're always
Eddie would have scored that shit, which annoys me.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the same thing as like the Wenger teams where we tried to walk the ball in the net over and over and over. And like when we did score, and there were so many highlights of just like beautiful, gorgeous, free-flowing football the Arsenal way. But then we did the whole thing, and he misses a sitter. And it's like, okay, we got to try a different way. Because if we're walking the ball in, we literally have the ball walked in, and you're going to, hammer it off the post from that sort of position. That
was literally frustrating.
Yeah. And 8 minutes later, breakthrough. Gabriel Jesus.
Somehow.
I mean, it was a really tidy finish from a tough angle. But, Matt Turner.
That's one where I'd expect him to pass, You expect him to pass there.
To be completely honest, like, he did score. He did great. But, dude, you can't. This is the Premier League. You can't score fucking throw-in. He literally just walked through the defense and just scored from a throw-in. Like, if that happens against us, we'll be fucking livid.
Oh. Yeah.
Fucking fuming. Yeah, it's like, whatever. He scored, but I'm still mad at him.
You just can't rely on that to happen more than maybe a couple times a season. Yeah.
But it's the same thing we've dealt with all year with, playing against these deep blocks, which was you score and then they have to come out of it. They have to open up because now they have to get a goal. And that's exactly what happened is, another 7 minutes later, Gabriel Jesus, again, involved. Gorgeous play, gorgeous pass, Saka, incredible finish. Like, Gabriel Jesus, want to kill the guy, still want to kill the guy. Beautiful goal, beautiful assist. It's just, what more can we want, right? Like,
yeah, I know.
But at the same time, it's like, so frustrating.
I can't forgive him just for those two things.
Speaking of Saka, between Dubai and the 3 days off that Arteta gave the team in between the last game and this one, did you see there was that one moment on the right wing where he dropped his shoulder and sprinted at a guy and beat him? Like, when's the last time we saw that from Bukayo Saka? Like,
yeah. He's finally fit, dude.
He looks fresh. Like, we haven't seen a fresh Saka.
Hopefully Hopefully, his goal is going to bring him back to form because he's been
Yeah.
a little frustrating to watch,
100%.
especially when he gets the ball and he just tries to go at the defender. He just kind of runs out of ideas.
Yeah.
Like before he would like face you and take you. Now it's like kind of like hesitates every time he goes against the
Yeah.
defender.
I mean, he's just
It doesn't matter how bad it is. He's just like
he's waiting for the double team, the triple team, etc. I mean, it's when it first started happening, because he did used to go at defenders regularly one-on-one, when he first really broke through, but it almost got to a point where it looked like the instruction was for Saka to get the ball and basically move it back around. It was almost like wait for all the defenders to rush over, like double, triple, and then get rid of it because someone else has to be open. A space has to be open. It was almost like instruction.
Yeah.
And now it was so cool to see him like running and sprinting, and I just hope I think that's an area where Arteta needs to be smarter, is his management of Bukayo Saka. I mean, I know how valuable he is, but he can't play every minute of every game.
he did when he moved to the left side was pretty surprising because I don't think I have seen him on the left side in like a million.
And
games.
Martinelli didn't move to the right either. They were just both over there, which was really cool.
Like both of them.
Yeah. Overload. Yeah.
I wish they would do that more often. I would love to see those two switch.
I would love to see like our whole front three just interchange and switch among each other more. Like, yeah.
And I think they could.
Especially as Jesus is going to play there.
100%.
Because then Martinelli can go up top, switch with him.
So, I think we can kind of skip ahead to the 89th minute where it was all rainbows and sunshine, and then they switched the ball. I saw an interesting comment. I forget if this was, I think it was on Reddit or something like that, where it's like, let's just say Zinchenko was not on the field at all. I don't think that play would have happened any differently as to when he was on the field. Mm-hmm. It was just like, and he had, for the most part, like from a defensive standpoint in the last few weeks, like he's been pretty good, like in terms of like intercepting and blocking and tackling, like things that you wouldn't really expect from Alexander Zinchenko. But then like he does that, and it's like it's the argument that we have over Romero at Tottenham. It's like, dude, he's class, except he has that one moment where it's like he's brain dead.
Yeah.
And it was the same issue that we had with Socrates, and the same issue we had with Mustafi. Like most of the time they were good defenders.
It's like an attention gap. The guy can be like fucking, concentrated for fucking 88 minutes.
Yeah.
And there's 1 minute in the game that he just forgets that he's playing. He's like, what the fuck is happening? And then fucking, fucks it up for us.
Just switches off for a second.
End up fucking begging for the fucking final whistle,
And I'm not putting that all on Zinchenko. Like, I mean, he should have done better, but like something you don't say very often, Saliba got bodied by that striker.
Yeah.
And I was just like, whoa. And maybe Gabriel could have done a little more. Yeah, as a big boy.
It's a big guy.
So
Onyemi, is his name?
Sounds right. But yeah, that was unlucky bounce. Saliba getting bodied, Zinchenko shitting the bed. Gabriel didn't do the best job either. And we're back to cardiac arsenal of, my heart rate is going to go up for the next,
fucking stressful
5-6 minutes of stoppage.
I also
7
feel
minutes.
that goal.
Yeah.
If Kai Havertz does that to an opposing defender, the defender goes down, they're going to call a foul.
Oh,
but Saliba stays up.
%.
Yeah, Saliba stays up, and not that I'm saying he should go down there, but there's just always one shit moment every game where we switch off, and the other team always, 9 times out of 10, punishes us. And of course, it happens again. And yeah, Zinchenko switched off for 1 second. I think the thing that makes him, when he is a good defender, is he knows he's not bigger or faster or stronger than anyone. He has to play smarter and be like a couple moves ahead. And yeah, just lost concentration. And because you can kind of see him like he was like looking up for the ball. And he's like, oh shit, I got beat. Yeah.
He's like, where is it? Where is it?
And he can't use this athleticism to like, make up for that lack of concentration. And it killed us right there. Whereas like, let's say Tomiyasu on that side. If Tomiyasu loses that concentration for a second, he's big enough, he's fast enough, he could probably still go up and he's going to make a little bit of a mess of that header, and that defender is not going to get that clean header into the box. So, just bad luck. But yeah. Just another Zinchenko switch off moment,
and it's a theme. So, all the good he might do.
Thing in every fucking game we play.
Yeah,
he has to get subbed up before he does it.
The difference up top is Gabriel Jesus can make mistakes, and more often than not, we're not going to get punished because the ball's on the other side of the pitch. Like, as a defender, we just can't. We can't have it.
It's the price you pay when you're a defender or a goalkeeper.
100%. But
a mistake like that is just gonna
not a lot of glory.
And then Reece Nelson didn't get to come on anymore. So that was a bummer. He was ready to come on for a while. But the good thing I will say though is that as bummed as I was that Odegaard came off in that last moment with Zinchenko, and I alluded to it earlier. What a veteran job by Leandro Trossard in those last 5 minutes. I mean, you talk about a dude just saying, give me the ball. I'm going to possess it. I'm going to make the smart play. He was starting. He was stopping. He was making good passes, getting guys to the corner. Not like he had that one chance, and I'm like, oh, my God, do not go for goal. Please, for the love of God, go to the corner. And it was like, like there are so many boneheaded players who would have 1,000,000% gone for goal. And he switched it. And the next thing you know, we're in the corner. You got Havertz on the ball in the corner. Like it was just a masterclass in I'm a veteran.
Yeah. That's why I would have liked Jorginho to come on for Smith Rowe as opposed to Havertz, because Jorginho's going to make those same plays, like control the ball, don't force anything. Not that Havertz isn't a smart veteran player, but if we're up 2-0 on Forest, I expect Jorginho can come on and finish the job. If you're going to bring Havertz in, bring him in for Jesus. Don't bring Eddie on, whatever. But I digress.
Yeah. Christian, what do you think?
I mean, just like you said, Trossard, he knew what he came for.
Yeah.
He had a couple of chances. He tried to score, but when we needed him to hold the ball, he just did.
He looks confident again.
And perfectly, honestly.
Yeah, man, that's good.
I would be surprised to see what the decision is on the left wing for the Liverpool game.
Dude, you got to start Martinelli. Martinelli always plays good. Always plays good against
Liverpool. I'm hitting
Liverpool.
pause on this because we'll get to it at the end. So, So, overarching themes of the game. I mean, here were my takeaways at least. As I said before, we're playing football against the anti-football, and that's really freaking hard.
Yeah.
And I think we all get really, really frustrated. And, the lack of finishing and, final ball decision-making is an issue, 100%. But it's also really hard. That's really, really hard. And I'm not making excuses for the guys, but, it's hard. And I think that it's a lot easier said than done, but I think we need to be a little bit more patient when we have 90% possession against a team to panic. I'm panicking 100% when we have 90% possession on a team and we're not scoring and it's 0-0 at halftime. But at the same time, I have faith that these guys can break them down. It just takes one moment.
Dude, the biggest difference between what you just said between this year and last year for me is if we were at halftime 0-0, I had no doubt in my mind we were going to score. But this year I have doubt that's we're gonna fuck up at some point and we're gonna be down 1-0. They're gonna counter us and they're gonna score. That's the biggest difference between this year and last year. Every game I thought no matter what, we had a chance, we're gonna figure out a way to do it. And this year I'm waiting for the mistake that's gonna put us down. So if we're not at least 2-0 up, I just assume there's a goal coming from somewhere.
Even when we were losing last year, 1-0.
I always knew we were going to do it. I always, every game, I remember if we're losing by 1 or it's a tie game going to extra time, I'm we're going to do it somehow.
Right away.
And even I remember on Twitter, all of our I follow a lot of accounts that they rep other teams and they're all tweeting, I just know somehow Arsenal's going to win this game. They said that all of last year and I just don't see it this year.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's also largely down to the anti-football. that I'm talking about. I don't think teams
Yeah.
parked the bus on us like they did last year. I mean, maybe after they scored they did, but I mean, we didn't even let them get organized last year. I mean, we equalized within like 2 minutes. I feel like every time we got scored on at home, it was just like boom, we're back. Like no, and like you said, there was no doubt about it that we were going to do it. But I think that the approach this year has just made that really, really difficult. The other thing I'll say is like this is a tricky ground. Like we've struggled at Forest for a long, long time, and there's something to be said about away games in England, especially in the Premier League. Like it doesn't matter who you are, and where teams are in the table. Like these places are really tricky.
It's always tough.
And I thought the fact that we didn't just win. Like obviously the scoreline and it was scary at the end, but we absolutely manhandled them like completely.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say, and apologies if there's any Nottingham Forest fans on here. Actually, fuck that. I'm not apologizing at all. They were the most annoying fucking fuckwad Egypts I've ever heard bitching about every call, whether it made any logical sense or not. And I get that, but like, fucking hell, act like you've been here before. It was just like the most inferiority complex, pathetic bullshit I've ever seen.
Don't stop. Keep going.
Yeah, go on the rant.
That's all I got. I mean, at the end of the day, we're Arsenal and they're Forest. So, although they do have 2 European titles, I give them credit for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like fucking million years ago.
Exactly. So they can.
I think I heard the fun fact on the commentators. It's the first time in 25 years that we get double wins against Nottingham Forest.
I mean, that's also probably down to them not being in the Premier League, but pretty
True.
cool though.
Yeah,
for a long time.
You want to hear another crazy stat that they said at one point on the broadcast? That this season, we have 1 away goal from an Arsenal forward all season, and that was Gabriel Jesus against Luton Town.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Wild, right? And I assume that they mean forward, not like Saka or Martinelli. I mean, I didn't exactly double check it, but wow.
I mean, now that I think, I don't remember Saka or Martinelli scoring on a way.
I don't know. I didn't know if it was like front 3 or just like striker, but pretty nuts. I also like low key love Ben White going at Zinchenko at the end of the game, being like, "That was weak, dude. Like you're better than that."
And I fucking hope he told him, "You fucked up, motherfucker." Again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta have that, man. They gotta hold
up,
each other
mate.
accountable.
Yeah.
Zinchenko would do the
100%.
same thing to somebody else. If Ben White would have fucked up, Zinchenko's going to get in his
100%.
face. So you gotta take the heat and you gotta improve.
White looked tired at the end, by the way. Like coming like the 80th minute, he looked really tired, and I feel like that's kind of a theme with Ben White.
Partying too much.
I don't. If
just going up and down that wing like all game.
But that's a position I think we really miss Tomiyasu, like in terms of like just the ability if one of them's not playing to interchange. Although Tomi probably play on the left and Zinchenko, but
yeah, Japan, please get knocked out so we can have our star.
What do you
back.
mean, Egypt? We are getting our star back. Egypt got knocked out. So El Neni's back, and Mohamed Salah totally won't magically turn out fit for the Arsenal match this weekend.
This would have been a good game for El Neni to come in. Honestly,
I agree. I mean,
I don't think Salah's playing next week. We'll talk about that later.
It's this weekend, by the way. Keep saying next week.
Sunday.
It's like only like 5 days away.
Yeah, I forget it's Tuesday.
It's pretty nuts. So, all right. Before we jump into player ratings, anything else we want to point out specifically about the match?
Overall,
3 points, and we're in good position to leapfrog after this coming weekend. So I'm happy.
Agreed.
I mean, I'm happy. And thanks to Newcastle for getting the job done versus Villa.
Yeah,
they've kind of been exposed.
Cool. I mean, not that I ever had any faith in Villa, like being able to go the distance. But yeah, always good. I mean, yeah, Newcastle are just bizarre, and unfortunately,
So weird. They're so
Trippier's
weird this
staying,
year.
which I'm really bummed about, but it's okay.
That's fine. I don't want them to get more money coming in from other clubs.
Yeah, I guess. What is FFP, anyways? So, all right,
When you need them, where are they?
pretty much. So, all right.
All right,
Player
player
ratings.
ratings. I'm gonna just delegate this mainly to you two because, like I said, I watched the match, but I had so much going on around me at the store today that I didn't really get to like focus in on players. So I'll jump in when I can, but yeah, I don't really.
That's fair.
I
I
don't
think
have
you were
any
just
good
staring
player
at Arteta and didn't pay attention to the fucking
Yeah, I
game.
was just staring at Arteta's hair the whole time.
I
Perfect
would
black
be
hair.
surprised that Lego hair and gorgeous Spaniard and
Mm.
yeah. Okay, so David Raya, I'll just jump in, just a 6. I mean, if you want to give him a 6.5 for that one scary moment at the end, I guess you could, but I'm going 6. I mean, he was perfectly fine. He did his job. There wasn't really anything for him to do that
Yeah.
spectacularly.
Yeah, I want to give him a 7, just for the fact that he was really like good and aware of the game. Like there were some times like some long balls that he just stepped in really quick and not just he stepped in with enough time to like make a play, not just clear it.
Yeah.
And obviously at the end he just did that save and kind of
Yeah,
got my heart back after that.
Christian saying good things about Raya. Clip it, clip it, clip it.
Walk off.
Yeah, fair.
Wait for it.
Ben White, I'm going to be boring. Another 6. I don't think he did anything spectacularly, but he very much did his job. I really didn't notice him all that much, so I think that's the definition of a 6 in my book.
I agree. At 6 is he was there. He didn't do anything, amazing.
Didn't do anything wrong though.
Other that freaking cross that I don't know who he fucking crossed the ball to, but
I'm glad he was in the position to like collect the ball. I mean, he constantly like did his job getting forward and like trying to pull defenders off of Saka and just being there and occupying space and pulling guys is valuable.
I think 6 is fair.
But yeah, I'm sticking 6. Saliba, I mean, I think you could, if you really wanted to dock him for that last moment, you could. But I mean, I might go 7 just because like he was a wall, and the only thing that they had he dealt with. I mean, for all facts and purposes.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go a 7 for Saliba.
I think I'm going to give him a 6 as well.
Okay, that's fair.
Because to me, I mean, the defenders had a pretty slow night,
Yeah.
and the only chance that they really had to like step up, the 4 of them blew it.
I mean, here's the one thing, and here's the
6.
only reason that I give him a 7 is I try not to get comfortable with just how good he is. You know what I mean? Like he was so good in every element, but he always is. So it's just like, yeah, Saliba 6. Like he just did what Saliba does, but he's just such a Rolls Royce. So I gave him a 7 already. Maybe I would think about running it back to a 6.5, but yeah, I'm gonna stick with. I said the 7, so I have to stick with the 7.
Yeah. 6.
Gabriel, I'll let you go first.
Same.
Yep.
6.
That's fair.
Had slow night. He was front row on that goal. So I mean, to me, it's like that's your job to keep a clean sheet.
All right. So the next one, Alexander Zinchenko.
You go first.
All right. I am.
4.5, 5.
Yeah.
Below average for sure.
I'm gonna go 5. I think he was a part of a lot of really good build-up things, but I also thought he was a part of a lot of frustrating moments, and obviously pretty responsible for the opportunity that the goal came from. Is a little harsh going after just those moments, maybe, but I really just disliked a lot of what he did in possession today.
Yeah, I think even offensively he wasn't good. So I think a fair 5 is fair.
Yeah. Yeah, just slow.
Declan Rice.
To me, he's always an 8. He's like consistent 8, 9. Like
Yeah,
it's just
that's the Saliba
Yeah.
debate.
Solid.
It's like
it's just
it was a
solid.
6 game for Declan Rice, but like at the same time, he's unbelievable. Like
He's just so good
can we
at
give him
anticipating?
We started the year at 100. Now he's worth 150. Then he's worth 200. I think we're up to like 300 by now, and it wouldn't be enough.
I would have paid another 50 for that guy. Honestly,
Yeah.
he's just so good. He covers so much ground.
So, I mean, Declan Rice, I'm gonna go 7.
Yeah, I'd go 7, 7.5.
What did I say?
Yeah.
8.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
good.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
keep my 8. I'm gonna keep my 8.
Emil Smith Rowe.
10. I would definitely do another 8.
An 8?
So
I
I'd
think-
be like 7, 7.5.
I honestly, it's like the way that I see the game. Like after he came off and the second goal happened, like our team just died.
Mhm.
Like when he's there, although he's not Messi. I think I said this last week. He's not Messi. He's not going to dribble 5 guys and give an assist or score. The team is so good. Even Odegaard looks good with he looks comfortable with.
Can
him,
I let me?
He always tries to find them.
I want to play
Yeah,
devil's advocate. Is he that high because he performed that high today, or is he that high because he did something different compared to what we've gotten from others?
I think he did different. He was involved, although we didn't really score at the first half. He was involved in 3-4 chances.
I'll go 7.5.
Maybe he didn't make the best decision at the end. Specifically in that one that you said about Jesus.
Yep.
But he's always there. He just finds a way to be involved in a
Yep.
chance.
And he didn't. I mean,
And I like how the team played too.
no, I agree with you. The other knock on Emil Smith Rowe, I think for, what is it, like 3 years now since he broke in, really, is his positional awareness off the ball.
Yeah.
And I actually thought I was watching him quite a bit, and there were a couple moments where he was kind of standing, but again, not to compare him to Messi again, but like Messi does that a lot because he just he doesn't need to constantly move. Like he just wants to stay in one place and kind of get lost and pop up. So yeah, I'm gonna go 7.5. So, Martin Odegaard.
7.
7.
I agree. Part of a lot of the good things we did. Guy's not finishing. He had a couple moments where it was like the first version of Odegaard with us when it was like shoot and he passed, and there were other times where it was like pass and he shot. But again, that's the issue
sure.
with almost every part of our attack right now. Everything else seems to be ticking, just those decisions. Bukayo Saka.
7
I'm
and
going
a half.
7.5.
Yeah, I'll definitely do a 7.
Yeah. Oh, 7? Okay.
He was a great goal, but the entire game was just frustrating to watch.
The back heel he had and the goal. That makes
The
it
goal
a
was
7.5.
great. I mean,
Yeah.
the goal was
I
great.
debate giving him an 8, but he was on it today. He was really good. Gabriel Martinelli.
6.5.
Go another 7.
I'm gonna go 5.
I think a lot of our chances came from that side.
I'm going 5.5.
Interesting.
I think 6 is an average
Why?
Gabriel Martinelli game. Again, 6 is perfectly fine. Did his job. Did everything well. Didn't do much wrong. Anything above that is above average. Anything below that is below average. I think Gabriel Martinelli was slightly below average. Hence 5.5. That's my take. But no,
All right.
the big one. Our Lord and Savior.
I'm gonna give him. I'm gonna give him a 7.5. At the end of the day, he scored and he had an assist. He did some good things. Yeah. If an average game for him is a 6, I would say because he had a goal and assist and he did create, although he didn't finish, like 7.5. Teetering towards 7.
think I'm gonna agree with Rob, and I'm gonna give it that half point
Things I
because he
never
scored.
thought I'd hear in my entire life.
I was
See
expecting
that?
like a 3. I was expecting like a
Oh
3.
no, not the rating. The fact that he said
Oh,
I'm
he
going to
agreed
agree
with
with
me?
Rob.
Agreeing with
Yeah.
Rob. It's the first and
Jesus
last.
Christ.
But yeah, I mean, I think, like I said earlier, the goal, he did score the goal, great, but dude, you can't miss those chances that he missed.
Yeah.
And then he also had an assist, true, but Montiel kind of cleared it
He
right into
literally
him.
did.
It wasn't like a beautiful through ball. It's like, but he grabbed the ball, he passed it to Saka, Saka scored. So yeah, for me, it's a 7.5. Although he did have a goal and assist. But
I'm just gonna make up 7.25 because I can't decide between 7 and 7.5. I wanted to fucking murder him most of the game, but a goal and an assist in a game where we score 2 goals.
Yeah.
I mean, like at the end of the day, like
But
that's the result. That's the difference. And
yeah,
as infuriating as he might be, he won us the game.
yep,
So,
agree.
all right, quickly subs. Kai Havertz.
Man, to me, he looks lost in that midfield. I don't even know, 6
Yeah.
maybe.
I'd give him a 5.
Like,
I was gonna say 6.
every time he goes in the midfield, yeah, I just don't think he should be up top somewhere.
I think he possessed. He helped do some hold up play and possession in that last kind of shaky bit. So he was fine. Didn't do anything wrong, but didn't inspire confidence by any stretch. Eddie Nketiah.
I don't even remember him
5.
playing, if I'm honest. So I missed a lot of the end. So yeah, I mean, a 5 or a 6. I don't know.
I'd say 6. Just
I
he was
would
fine.
I would give every sub the same. They didn't really have that much time either to make like an impact.
I'm gonna
Although,
I'm gonna
yeah,
disagree on the
Leo-
other sub. I'm gonna give him a 7.
Leo?
Give him a 7, strictly for
Oh, really?
the way that I thought he pretty much single-handedly carried us over the line in stoppage time. And while it was a small amount of time, I thought it was a gigantic impact for a young team that, you talk about the way we, fell apart last year, and injuries were a big part of that. Like, part of that was we lacked veteran leadership, and that, in my opinion, was the epitome
Fair.
of veteran leadership. So I'm going to go 7, which is very rare for someone who comes on so
That's
late.
fair.
He also looked confident, and I really was happy to see that. The final rating.
Arteta.
Mikel Arteta.
I'm gonna give him a 6.
Yeah, I would give him like a 6.5 or 7. I think
What?
starting ESR. I think starting ESR was a good move. Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Are you gonna?
Oh, because I
swallow
didn't give him a
chorizo?
10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like the Havertz sub at the 8. I would have rather seen someone who's going to control the game a little bit more. And then, we gave up a goal, and that obviously changed his hand at the end. So I think, Reese would have came on. But, then bringing in
the game
KOR
plan,
too.
the original game plan and the original 11 was great. We did have a lot of chances, although we can't fucking take a shot and, on goal. And like a lot of the times last season and this season, the subs kills us. They kill the game. And we're just lost, begging for the final whistle.
I'm giving him an 8. I thought he got pretty much everything bang on. I thought he got the starting lineup bang on. I think the subs he made were all pretty good and logical and everything else. I didn't love the Odegaard thing, but coming off, but that seems to be a theme with him. And I do think it's really tough because on one hand, I'm like, get Zinchenko off earlier. With that said, is Kivior at the left back really
bring
that
on?
much better?
Yeah.
I think I'd rather just keep him in rhythm if he's fit.
Yeah, but in a game that you're winning 2-0, why wouldn't you bring him in and he doesn't have to go up? We can change our style of play of having Kiwior, go into that inverted role.
I agree.
Just play a traditional back 4.
Yeah.
And just keep the line, hold the line, keep possession.
I would even just
win the game.
Again, I don't know if they've worked on it, but I would just I would put on Kivior and flip it. Have Ben White being the guy stepping in, because then Kivior is basically playing a left center back role, which he's freaking awesome at.
He's good at, he's great.
So, but overall, I'm giving Arteta an 8. I thought he did almost everything perfect. If you really want to go lower, 7.75, 7.5, something like that. But I thought he was pretty good. So, all right. So that was pretty fun. Do we want to go into Liverpool predicted lineups?
Yeah. I think the lineup stays the exact same. If Salah, even if Salah's playing, I don't know who else you're going to put at left back. I think the lineup worked, and I think against Liverpool the game's going to be way more open. And I like this lineup. I would keep it the same.
I agree. Christian?
I would probably bring Leo in.
For Martinelli?
Not sure for who, but maybe Martinelli.
Well, he's not. I'm not playing him at the left 8. And that I don't care who's there. He stinks at the left 8.
No, definitely not. I think on the up top.
But
I think either at the 9 or Martinelli's.
Yeah.
I think he plays really well against Liverpool, even when he was a Brighton.
So wasn't that the game he had 4 assists or something?
Yeah.
4 goals at Anfield.
4 goals or 4 assists or something?
4 goals at Anfield. 4 goals.
I like Leo coming on late when those legs are tired. I want Martinelli in the game because he's going to run.
As Martinelli in the past 2 games.
Yeah, but I would like Leo in at the 9 late in the game. I want Martinelli to start because Martinelli always plays good against Liverpool, and when that game is wide open in the beginning, he could produce like he did. When was that when he scored the first minute of the game?
Last season at the Emirates.
Yeah. Is that the one we watched at O'Hanlon's? Yeah.
No, we were at 11th Street Bar.
11th Street Bar, yeah. That's I want Martinelli. I feel like he always plays good against Liverpool.
I agree. But all right. Well, I think we're at a good place. We could talk about Klopp and Xavi and all that, but frankly, I don't really give a shit. And
so, Rob, are you going to
3 to 4 more minutes?
No?
I want to talk about Liverpool
Xavi
prediction for the
Arteta?
game.
Oh, okay.
Are we taking Xavi for Arteta?
Oh my gosh!
No.
Stop.
On no earth in any parallel universe are we doing that.
I don't know what manager would want to go to Barcelona right now. They are an absolute freaking disaster, and there will be a time maybe. I don't know how they climb out of this mess that they've made financially and selling off media rights and things like that. But
De Zerbi.
I actually think De Zerbi would be the one guy who would be a really good fit there.
Yeah, Brighton's a mess right now, dude. They got smashed today by Luton Town, 4-0.
I don't want to talk about Barcelona today, but fucking Mourinho was in the airport in Barcelona.
Oh God.
Yeah. Selling your soul to the devil.
What's your Liverpool predictions though? Let's chat about that.
Man.
And sign off, baby.
Give me that 5-0, Rob.
Yeah.
I think we win 3-1. I think Liverpool are playing way out of their bounds this year. I think they play so wide open. I think we're going to boss the shit out of that game, and we're going to absorb their counterattacking pressure. I think we win 3-1. Especially then off Salah, dude. Obviously, I know Jota's going to score a goal at some point, so I'll give them that. But I think
always scores against us.
I think we're going to rip them to shreds when in that back and forth knockout punches that are thrown, because they're not going to sit 11 guys behind the ball and force us to break them down. They're going to play open, and I think 3-1.
See how they
I do not think Salah's going to play. I think he's hurt.
Play. I really
for
don't
real.
think he's gonna play.
You think he's legitimately hurt?
I do.
Or is that
I think he might actually be legit hurt.
I think that would be such a bad look about him leaving AFCON, coming back, and then just showing up fit.
And
that
Klopp,
would not be a good look.
And Klopp has even said multiple times he's out for Arsenal. Remind me, is this game at the Emirates?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect.
I'm gonna go
We just have to score because
Yeah.
we dominated hit them in the fucking FA Cup, and
I think
got
we
fucked.
will in an open game. I think we'll score
So
in an
you
open
said
game.
3-1, Rob?
I think
Christian,
3-1.
what do
Yeah.
you got?
2-0.
Wow. I'm going to go 3-2.
We're gonna keep the clean sheet.
3-2 probably makes sense. Jota will score and we'll give up a penalty somehow.
Yeah, I see.
I think Darwin's gonna have a 1v1.
Yeah. I think
also
I
just
think they
have a
score on
1v1.
a set piece as well.
I have an inkling that Smith Rowe bags
Yeah.
a goal.
Hell yeah. I'm here for that.
At the Emirates. To
Place will explode.
I'll
probably
cry.
agree.
So, all right.
Also, Christian's wife is a Liverpool supporter, so
yeah.
divided household
think-
that day.
I'm gonna try to convince her to go to a
Oh,
11th
Hanlon's
Street bar again.
or
Dude,
11th Street.
Hamlin's been
PJ,
packed.
go to 11th Street bar. It's
I
fun.
am not walking into that place with an Arsenal kit on.
Oh, dude, they're so friendly
Dude, we
there. I
did
used
last-
to go
they're
there
so
after
nice.
every game at O'Hanlon's. They're so nice there.
Oh, I'm not worried about the
Dude,
bartender
me and Rob-
being nice. I'm worried about the.
No, the people are nice. Yeah.
Oh, they are nice.
Okay.
Last year
Yeah.
it was just me and Rob. Arsenal
Yeah.
jerseys. Everybody else Liverpool jerseys.
Yeah. But I legit,
Yeah.
after every O'Hanlon's game, I would walk past that bar to get home every weekend, and I would stop in, and everyone was so friendly. They were so nice.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
6'4" and covered in fucking tats, Rob. I'm a small 5'9" on a good day Jew. That ain't gonna. I'm
I'm a lover, not
I'm
a fighter,
scaring
baby.
anybody.
You got Christian. He's
Rob is
your
not
Puerto
scary.
Rican
Look at this
bodyguard.
fucking guy.
Yeah, I'm a pretty boy. I'm a lover,
Rob
not a
is not
fighter.
scary
You have-
at all.
You have your bodyguard Christian there, and plus, if Melissa's there,
got you.
people will be nice.
All right, I'll think about it.
All right.
So,
Well,
Think
guys,
about
it's
it.
this
always
was
fun until next time. We'll be back. Maybe you know what? Maybe we'll do a Liverpool preview. We'll see. If not, we'll definitely do a post Liverpool. But maybe we'll do a special app. We'll see. But yeah, until next time for Arsenal something, Liverpool less than that. Cheers.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Arteta in.